Take your body to the moon.
Hello everybody, how's it going? It's Zach, and welcome to the long overdue Priest Talkthrough 2. Woohoo! So anyway, if I didn't actually just completely freeze and, well, I would say that is a really nice start to the Priest. There we go, now we're back. So anyway, my nameplate's reset, pretty much everything, look at it. Just, what? Anyway, so, right now, I want to go over the discipline changes in 6.1, as well as some general keybinding advice, because let's face it, making a whole Priest talkthrough about the changes of 6.1 wouldn't be that good of an idea, because 6.1 wasn't a really eventful patch. Really, not that much happened. We have one change that I want to talk about that is pretty damn major. Other than that, there's nothing. So, anyway, first things first, my graphics settings did indeed get reset. God damn it. So, anyway, let's just quickly fix that. There we go. Okay, cool. So, a major changes really have come for the Shadow Tree, because their, where is it? Insanity now also consumes your, or changes your Mind Seer, which means you're going to be doing a lot of AoE DPS with Insanity, especially when paired with Auspicious Spirits. And, of course, the buff to Auspicious Spirits, which increases damage by 100%. Void Entropy also had its damage increased, but it's a joke. It's still a complete joke. So, major change to us? Yes, you're reading right. Instant. Oh, hell the fuck. Yes. Yes. Look at it. Look at it. Hell yes. Hell yes. Hell yes. I want this. Give it to me. Give it to me every day. Oh man, look at that 3k flash shield. Fuck yeah. Anyway, we have also gained a reduced stack size to our saving grace, but it also reduces our healing by 15%, other than reducing our healing by 10%, so yeah, it stacks faster, and it's more of a really emergency-ish spell. In my opinion, effectiveness reduced in PvP combat will be down to 30k from 61, which it supposedly is now. Yeah, it is now. To be honest, that's what Saving Grace should have been. Saving Grace should have been this kind of thing that you're like, oh fuck, I gotta hit something right now, or this guy's gonna die. And I think Saving Grace fits that role perfectly. And yeah. So, let's just quickly hop into a skirmish, and ooh, they redesigned this. That's nice. I like that. No. We're a shadow. No. Okay, there we go. Now let's join a 2v2 skirmish. Anyway, we're gonna join into a skirmish real quick. This is my gear right now. Not that grandiose. I've actually been doing some threes. I got some clips for you guys, and yeah, my rating did actually go down because what? I did enter, come on. Okay, so we're not going to be doing an arena yet, but hey, I did actually do some threes. We got to 1510, but yeah, we had to go because it's kind of late, so yeah, I'm probably going to get a higher up rating soon enough. As you can see, my conquest cap has actually went up by 50 conquest points. Fuck yeah! So yeah, let's talk about keybinds. So, you gotta always, be moving as a healer. You're always gotta be getting into a better position, and that means that your keybinds have to be kind of centered around your movement keys. Which means, generally what you want to do is, the first thing you want to do is you want to unbind your Q and E keys. Okay? Because your Q and E keys aren't that necessary for pretty much anything. Other than doing exactly this, what I'm doing right now. As you can see, I can move my mouse freely. It's not because I'm holding the right mouse button. Normally these would be bound to turn, which would just turn your character like this. And that is fully useless, so we're going to rebind that. You also want to rebind your back pedal. You definitely don't want to be pressing S to go back. How you want to be going back is you want to be going back like this. You want to be turning your camera and you want to be going back that way. So yeah, that's one thing you have to get used to as a healer. You have to move using only strafe and forward and your mouse, okay? Your mouse should usually be clicked down like this, okay? So you can turn the camera all the time. What you also shouldn't do is you also shouldn't be clicking your raid frames. What you should be doing is you should have them bound. As you can see, you can kind of hear it right now. I'm scrolling my mouse wheel up and down. It's not doing anything. what I actually do have is I have scroll up bound to arena friend, so to say, party 1, sorry. Scroll down to party 2, and shift scroll up to myself. Now I'm gonna fix this these frames real quick because they're pissing me off. Move frame, unlock frame, and we want buffs on top. There we go. And we're gonna put it right here. Where's my cast bar? There's my cast bar. Cool. We also need to configure omnibar because I did actually get that add-on. Gonna get to that later. Let's just quickly put it here. Oh my god, I need to fix my OCD. There we go. This should be pretty okay. Okay, so what is with the targeting? Why do you want macros to target your people? Like, I have a macro here. I have a this is a modification of one of my macros. I have this when I'm doing no voice 2/3s. I just have this macro that I can spam to let them know that I'm in trouble. I also had control button 5 and shift button 4. I used to use shift button 5, 4 on my mouse to actually target people. But scrolling up and down is honestly the best way to do it, and it really is convenient if you get used to it. Honestly, yeah, it is kind of hard to get used to. But yeah, you still want to be getting used to it because it is, frankly, just really, really good. Anyway, next up, I would like to talk about your binds, your actual binds. This time we're not going to be talking about movement or anything. Oh, well, I'm going to cover that later. So, you want to be centering your binds around, you're going to be centering your binds a lot around your movement keys. Of course, your Q, your E key will be freed up, and I definitely recommend you do bind something to them. Okay, it has been decided that I cannot solo ICC and talk at the same time. Did we get another DC? Okay, I'm glad we didn't. Anyway. So, as I said, your main binds are Q, E, R, T, F, G. And you also want to bind your Z/Y key, the one at the down. I think it's Z, and ooh, what a nice loading screen. I think it's Z, but on my keyboard it is Y. Because that's just how the Slovak keyboard works. You want your X key bound, your C, and your V key bound. Honestly, I don't use the V key as a bind, but it is a very favored bind by many people. And I see many people using V as their bind, but I just don't do it. I use V to toggle nameplates on enemies only. So, on Q, as you can see, I've bound spectral guys. That is purely because, you're running around, and then you can just press guys immediately. Okay, so that's the main point behind it, having guys there, is that it's really cool to click. Shift Q is my pet. Meh. E and Shift E, I just bound those. This is Prayer of Healing. I don't even know. E, I have my Saving Grace. Now that it's instant, it is much better to have it bound there, to be honest. I might find myself misclicking it in the next few days because it's a new bind. But yeah, it's just that oh fuck save me button, the kind of button that you're just like pressing like, fuck, someone's dying. Anyway, do we get any juicy lootations? Or are we lagging too much? We got some conquest points. That's bullshit. He's better. Nah, I got War first. Okay. Anyway. So, E, Shift E, I already explained his binds. Shift E, I do have Prayer of Healing. This is mainly for PvE purposes and BGs when you want to be using your Archangel crit chance on your Prayers of Healing if people are bunched up. So, next up is my F bind. F, Shift F, and Control F. All those binds are pretty important. F is my dispel on my target. And also, what it does is it is my macro for dispelling your focus, Sorry, it's my macro for dispelling enemy as well as friend. So it's the universal dispel macro that just dispels my target no matter who it is. Either removes a harmful magic effect if it's friendly, or removes a friendly buff on an enemy. Control F is my focus dispel. I use it as a shadow macro, but I actually started using it recently and it's really good. So I definitely recommend all this to get that one. Next up is the R key. So for my R key, I have Archangel. Get it? R key, Archangel. Ha, I'm so funny. Anyway, T key, all my CC. I got Scream on T. Shift T is racial, and Control T is focused Shackle Undead on the Death Knight Gargoyle pet. which honestly is not that good anymore. Like, I've used it a few times in threes, but it's not that good anymore. It's just not that good because the gargoyles, for one, you don't really see unholy decays, and for another, well, meh. It's just not really worth it. Anyway, G, I have pain suppression. Big cooldown, want to press it. You know, usually you don't need to press it while you're moving because you're usually stunned when you're using pain suppression anyway. So you can just stop and reach to the G key and press it. Next up, I'm going to cover the Y, or what? No, it's the Z key. Yeah, the Z key, X key, and the C key. So in the Z key, I have bound Smite. You don't really need to DPS, but when you need to DPS, it's okay to click it with your little finger. X, I got Shadow Word Pain. I do find myself hitting this quite a lot, because you definitely want to be spreading pressure with Shadow Word's Pains when you literally can't even be asked about the global. Oh, I forgot one bind. Shift R, my PvP trinket. Next up, we got the C key. You don't actually see this because I have dual binds, but if I actually go here, you can see that. Oh shit! No, cancel. You can actually see that if I could. Anyway, click. So you can actually see that this thing, the action button 6, is actually bound to 6 and C. So I can press either 6 or C2 to cast the spell. Honestly, I don't feel like rebinding all these things, so I just kept the original binds and added another layer of binds on top of them. So basically, when I press C, it pops Power Word Shield. Shift C is Power Word Shield on me. That's just the macro. Mouse button 5, that's my silence. Mouse button 4, that's my grip. Then I just got 9, 0, the spells I don't really use, which are Seer and Resurrection. You won't actually be using Seer other than literally like at the start of the match, and then never again. Levitate is probably one of the most useless spells ever. Like, what do you want to slow fall down the ramps and fucking Blade's Edge? Then I got my MC macro here. I only have it here because when I'm using Dominate Mind, I can just switch out these two icons and it's done. This is just a CC macro with Dominate Mind instead of Scream. So, that's the basic minds. Next up, of course, I have number 1, bound to Holy Nova. This is the spell that I don't really cast that much, but when I need to move, the 1 key is the best. Next up, I have Penance, bound to 2. That's just really cool. 3 is my Prayer of Mending, Fear Ward, and Fear Ward target macro. 4 is my Flash Heal. Let me actually show you. I have 4 Flash Heal on him, Shift 4 Flash Heal on myself. So that's just a really useful macro. 5, I have my cooldowns. I pop PI and Spirit Shell there, depending on what I'm rocking. PI is, in my opinion, still not that good, because PI is dispellable. But if you're going against Dispelless Cleave, I'm fucking stuck. You definitely want to be rocking Power Infusion because it's really, really strong. That's why it's a talent, it's really good. Honestly, I do miss the days when you could cast PI on something. I remember in RMP you just fucking throw it on your mage and the mage would go apeshit. Now, yeah, I already said that this is my silence, this is my grip, I got my resurrection and everything bound. Next up, we're going to go over the shift binds and the more obscure binds. So shift 1 is my regular heal macro. I use this when I'm out of range and when we're winning a match, when we're definitely going to win the match, or when we just land a kill and I need to top my team off, because usually you're not going to get interrupted. It's a long cast, and you don't want to be casting it when someone is in danger. You practically never want to be casting heal in PvP. But I mean, if you need to conserve mana, no one's really taking that much damage, and you can afford to cast, go. Yeah, it's a really nice mana efficient spell. It costs a lot less. It costs like half less of flash heal, but it heals the exact same. Oh wow, it actually heals 1 less. Literally 1 mana. I mean, let's check it out. 2965. Yeah, it heals 1 less than Power Shield, than for Flash Shield. Holy fuck, that needs some serious rebalancing. Blizzard fix, please. Shift 2 is my star. This is the only reason why we're using star. Because all the others are casted, and that's really, really crap. Anyway, next up, I don't actually have Shift 3, 4, or anything bound, because I use those with modifiers. And yeah, next up I want to cover the movement keys that I've actually found. You know that I have to move with A and D, but that does not prevent me from binding Shift A and Shift D. I use these for the target abilities because, you know, that's just probably the best way to use them. So anyway, Shift A is my master spell. You know, when I need to master spell, it's definitely going to be with this handy keybind. Shift D is my feather. Honestly, just try it sometimes and you will see just how good that bind is. It's ridiculously good. Use it all the time. So next up is my backpedal key. I actually bound it to my fake cast macro. So what that does is my tell me when is actually not working right now. But you know, normally when you fake cast, you'd have to like move forward or something to cancel a cast, or even jump. That is really obvious that you're gonna fake cast someone. If someone has latency, they see you jumping, you know, they're not gonna interrupt. When they see you just doing this, you know, you're not even moving, you're just canceling the cast. You can immediately start casting again with this. And what actually happens to me often with this macro is I'm casting, I cancel and start casting again, and I actually get the pummel that he pummeled my first spell actually lands on the second spell. So yeah, that's quite an issue sometimes. But honestly, you definitely want a macro for fake casting because, yeah, you just want to be able to cancel your cast immediately whenever. So what it also does, of course, is it activates my fade, which with the glyph that I'm running, the glyph of Shadow Magic. I wanted to say glyph of Aura Mastery, but it's not. It actually also pops my fade, and if fade's on cooldown, it just interrupts casting. So that's about it for my binds. I actually have one more bind, which is completely the fuck at the other end of the bars, which is you. Which it actually, what it did was it just equipped my trinket. What it is it activates the Battlemaster trinket. Honestly, 26k is a ridiculously low amount. Like, I'm not even joking, it's so low. It's too low, in my opinion, to be really worth it. I mean, with Spirit, with this I have 1k Spirit, which gives me 5k mana regen in combat. This gives me 5.1. So you can see that 300 extra mana regen isn't that much, and especially when you can get a proc for 500 intellect, which I do believe is 500 spell power, yeah. So you can either get 500 spell power, or you can get 300 extra mana regen, and I'm gonna go for the DPS, thank you very much, or whatever it is, the proc. So, that is about it for binds. I think I actually missed one more bind. And I'm looking at my bars. I don't know. I didn't really know how to cover these. So, yeah, I actually missed my barrier bind. My barrier is bound to Control C. So, yeah, that's pretty nice, you know. It's an okay bind. You won't really be casting it that much. And all my shielding spells are on C. You know, I got C, I got Powered Shift C, I got Powered Self, and Control C, I have Barrier. So, yeah, that's about it. Also, you will notice that I got an add-on here. This is Trophy GCD, and what it does is it shows you what spells I'm casting. It also shows you when I'm cancelling spells. As you can see, I just cast another one there. It also shows you when I pick up a feather, when I drop a feather, and then it shows you again when I pick up the feather. So that's a few really nice things that it can do. It shows quite a lot of stuff. It shows, I think, the initial and the second. No, it doesn't. Okay, it shows quite a lot of stuff. Mainly, it is for spell usage. So you guys can see when I'm in an arena patch, what spells I'm casting and stuff like that. So, that about concludes Talkthrough 2. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's honestly been long overdue, but we finally have it here, so enjoy it, guys. Check it out.